Hello there, fellow exiles. Today, I felt like doing all of you a favor. SSF players and trade mains that want to do most of the content yourselves with little to no trading. Don't worry, I got your back. This is my Atlas strategy guide for 3.18 for smooth map progression with zero headaches. And when we met our map progression goals of 90 plus maps, how to invest those points in the most effective and self-sufficient way so you don't have to bother with trade that much. It's all gonna start with what I consider is going to become the meta for the next league and the race events if it isn't changed, and it all revolves around abusing the wandering path keystone in conjunction with 25 of the 2% chance of monsters to drop adjacent map small nodes to guarantee a map drop regardless of the rolls on the map as long as we fully clear it. This might look strange, but this is how I plan to start my Atlas progression, rushing to Wandering Path, and after I got the keystone, I'm gonna focus on getting 25 of these specific nodes, the 2% chance of a monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map to guarantee my progression. In this spot, I'm gonna make a small skeleton based on the tree I plan to use in the end game. So I'm gonna focus first on getting the small nodes that grant us the 2% per node until I get up to 25. And if somehow my endgame tree doesn't have enough small nodes, I'm gonna put some extra nodes where I'm given the opportunity in order to reach the 25 goal, like this. And once the goal is attained, map progression should be as easy as ever. Let me explain you how the drop adjacent map system works. Let's say we are doing cemetery. If you do the entire map and kill all monsters, you are guaranteed a map that is connected to cemetery, excluding the unique one. And I have a 50-50 chance of getting coves or lava chambers. And if you do maps that are usually connected to maps that you haven't found yet and haven't unlocked for the passive tree, you are going to have a field day exploring the whole Atlas this way. This strategy really kicks into high gear when you get your first favorite map slot, because now in our former example, when we are doing cemetery, if we favor coves, the odds are not 50-50 anymore. The odds are 1 in 12 to drop lava chambers and 11 out of 12 to drop the coves map. So rushing aside of the Atlas until you get the T16 in order to unlock your first favored slot is your best strategy. And now that we got our first favorite map slot, this is how you are gonna use it. You are gonna find maps that you haven't done yet, and you are gonna favor a map linked to it, but which has the least connections. For example, you can favor laboratory, arcade, volcano, precinct in order to get the defiled cathedral as an example. But volcano has 4 connections, arcade has 5, laboratory has 3, and the precinct has 4. So we're gonna favor a laboratory and do the maps that surround laboratory in order to get it, and now we have a 1 in 3 chance to get defiled cathedral. Now there is another way we can abuse the favorite map system. Once we got 1 or more favorite spots, we can abuse the second keystone I want to talk about, that is shadow shaping. This makes it so all our favorite maps are blocked, cannot drop. So using this tech, we are gonna go, for example, In the cemetery example, I'm gonna favorite chambers, and cemetery will always drop coves. And in scenarios where the map is linked to more than 2 or 3 or 4 maps, you can block the rest. For example, I have fields and I want to drop grotto. I can favorite bramble and orchard and guarantee the adjacent map grotto the first time I do fields. And this is how you chain undiscovered map into undiscovered map by blocking the ones that are linked to it using this keystone. Once you made your skeleton, for example, this is how my end game is gonna look like. So my skeleton reaches up to here, up to here, up to here, like this. I'm gonna unspec when I'm given the chance all the extra nodes I have taken in order to make the strategy work. And after I got all the small nodes in of the skeleton, I can take specific valuable nodes like 2% highest chance or harvest craft or anything that you deem worthy of taking. Those are some examples. And once you get to explore all the maps and get 15 out of 15 points from the maps, you unspec these, unspec all the bloat points. This should not take that many Orbophon makings, and we are left with the perfect skeleton for this setup right now. And we didn't have to respec that much. 3 here, 2 here, 2 here, 4 here. So around maybe 15 respec points. And after that, we're gonna focus on the mechanics that we want in our map. Some good points that work well with the doubling of the small nodes are these ones that dupe a rare. I'm not sure if it's gonna make a 2 dupes out of a rare, but we're gonna find out. I forgot to take these during the example, but I'm mentioning them now. And for the Atlas, this is what mechanics I consider necessary in order to do most of the content yourself. Harvest and expedition are mandatory, especially expedition in the early game, because it's gonna give us a lot of bases to craft on. Rogue is gonna provide us with most of our gear, and harvest is gonna help us reroll stuff that we deem worthy of selling or crafting. And in this part we're gonna block everything except heist. I like heist because it's the only source of alternate quality gems, so you can go without. You can find cluster jewels in heist, you can find oils in heist. So regarding that, I feel like all the mechanics I blocked are unnecessary. We're gonna take essence, wrong boxes. Here we're gonna take June. June will be amazing for giving us the basis with the specific mastercraft unveils to recombine items with. Expedition, all the influence juice together with the 30% chance of Eater of Worlds altar. Harvest, Harbinger, scarab box. I forgot to take this one as well during the small nodes shenanigans that could help us find more league mechanics. Heist, essences, more harvest, expedition, some domination with shrines. These two nodes are only good the more favoring slots you have. So take these when you get all the void stones, and you have at least 8 or 9 favored slots. These ones, the essence ones. And this is how my endgame atlas is gonna look like. I'll have a link to the starter tree, the skeleton tree, with the least amount of respec points that you're gonna need. And if you don't plan on getting 129 points, I recommend that you skip June by linking through here and unspecking all of these. This will allow you to have a similar tree but with only 115 points. So exactly the ones you'll have when you complete all the maps on the atlas. For those of you who are still here, I wanna say I really appreciate it. And if somehow the video helped you in any way, I would like to hear it in the comments. If you are looking forward for the next currency making strat or righteous firecrafts, leave a like and feel free to subscribe. Thank you, and I hope that every map that drops is a new one.